Alright, so I'm going to be analyzing a Falco Fox set from Netplay, and it's the vertically valve sortie, aka Triforce, in preparation for air. So I'm going to kind of take it a bit of a slow method and just kind of dissect the choices made, get an overall feeling for the games. This might be broken up into two parts depending on how much time I'm going to need to break it down, but I'll try to find at least where they start making good decisions and explain why and see how the matches are going back and forth. So, yeah, here we go. Right now, it's just the initial setup. So, let's go forward. Alright, so start here. Okay. Alright. So, let's go back a little bit here. Take it half speed. Alright. So, this is fairly standard. Typically in this matchup, Fox will want to go for grabs, and this is a very advantageous position to be in because you can get the up tilt. Right now, if I see a Falco like this as Fox, you can expect to see up tilt, back air. Uh, these are things that possibly are presented at this neutral state. Now, right now, this is pretty much a good position for Falco to be in. So we'll see how the Fox deals with this and what the Falco responds with. So going back in neutral right there, the platform caught him up a little bit. That's something to be aware of, especially on a stage like Fountain of Dreams, where the platform height can affect not only movement but laser potential. And this little mistake here with the laser lets Fox get in and encroaches upon Falco's neutral that he was setting. So then he gets a shine out of it, pretty standard. Right here, the shield was a good idea there, and there was a shield drop. Now, he dropped his aerial at a very unsafe position, and the Fox noticed this. Now, usually when the Falco's above you, Fox wants to retreat back. Typically down airs or other things, even lasers, can be dropped through. I think in this scenario, since Fox was dashing back, I think that you could have probably waited a little bit longer, see what his option is. Typically speaking, he'll want to have you in a position where he can make the next reaction to what you're doing. So I think here, getting onto the top platform, possibly waiting to see if he comes after you, if that's a habitual thing, and going off of that. But he dodges it, and you get grabbed, because that's pretty much the perfect way that he'll punish you with this low percentage, since a lot of options really are going to be circumvented by crouch cancel. So yeah, I'd just say be careful for where you're putting it at. Okay, fairly standard. Okay, so here's something that's very dangerous, and it's something that could have been an issue here, but he kind of messed up his follow-up a little bit with that roll there. But typically in this situation here, if you're not used to it, Foxes are going to generally exploit your ledge option, because they'll try to cover it with back air. They'll try to back air, basically harass you until you get the ledge, and they'll go for an edge guard. But here, I think just the threat of you shining really kind of scared him. What I think you should really do here, and I think it's something that Falco players don't really like to do too much because they like to be aggressive towards that ledge option. I mean, if you had grabbed and backed through him, you could have went for a gimp, or at least asserted control over the stage. And the punish there wasn't really much going on, so they kind of just reset the neutral. But these are things that you should look out for, especially in this matchup, where if you can get a grab that puts him in an advantageous or a disadvantage, then you should go for that. And see, right here, I think a Fox in a better caliber would probably opt just to keep you out with back airs and play safe. Because here, like, that's basically what he's looking for. The Fox wants to be able to place back airs at that position, box you out, make sure you can't get back to center. And if they mess up, then they typically will get punished for it. You can go for throws. I think that's a lot better. So there, go back a little bit. So that was good. He missed the check chase. I don't agree with that shine there, but you still get the punish. And see right here, that was good. All right. Yeah, and see there, like, you need to be actively making sure that you're shooting lasers in those spots, making him recover a bit lower so that you're forced to do the tech to get the down air. You're giving him a lot of space to recover, then he just ledge dashes incorrectly and dies. So overall, I think for that first stock, definitely you could have cleaned it up a little bit by, going for grabs, trying to shift the neutral back into your favor with positioning, making sure that you aren't throwing your aerial in a way where it can be punished, and making sure you keep on top of your spacing. So now that we've seen that first stock, I'm going to see how the rest of the game plays at a normal space, and then, see how things are kind of compounding. So yeah, right there, just looking for the back air, you're at high percent, fairly standard. Okay. Alright. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that's something to look out for too, is that like foxes that are on point, or at least that look at the common meta nowadays, when you shoot a laser at them, you should expect the turnaround up tilt response, because they don't care if they get hit by the laser, because they'll wait for you to come in and catch you with the up tilt. And then if not, they'll choose different option after a while. They're at a higher percentage, but typically that's what they're looking out for because they get a lot out of it compared to the laser that you're shooting at them. See, it catches you with the up tilt again. I think a part of that too could just be the recovery being a bit predictable, or the approach being predictable. See there, I think you could have done a little bit. Keep it simple, like you don't need to go for that option just because it's just room for error. You could have just went for the down air there instead, and that would have just closed the stock outs. But overall, not bad. All right. Yeah. And right there, you missed a punish just because they were shot out of shield, not being perfect. Or at least you missed the opportunity. He's kind of making a little bit of mistakes too. Yeah, some little mistakes here and there. Right. Yeah, you would have died there, and 90% of the time you would have just been shined by him. There's no need to go out there. I mean, you can throw out like the down smash if you're not sure, and then he'll have to tech it, and that's still like making him work for it. Or even if you just want to do the down air, or you can just do a lot like the rising down air from the ledge and just make him recover directly into you. So, I mean, it was a little bit yeah, because then he could have just shined you there. And what this Fox really should be doing is, like I said earlier, setting up himself up on the platforms to kind of threaten the back air and keep you kind of locked. That's typically what the Foxes matchup wants set. When you're cornered and you have to throw out lasers, he wants to be able to capitalize on that. So spacing is very important. Right. He's looking for that weak hit back air to set up into a grab, or at least an up smash. Yeah. And see there, yeah, that was a. It works out because this guy's like not taking advantage of these situations, but definitely there's no need to go extra. And then yeah, he just dies because he just makes a mistake. So what's the second one? Yeah, you gotta watch out for those techs. They're gonna get you killed in this matchup if Foxes like are just used to like jab resetting you. And see here, this guy, he's patient, so he'll be willing to wait like that extra couple of seconds to get uh, just a reaction off of what you're doing. So I would just be careful not to. Yeah, yeah, your DI was a bit crazy there. Yeah, you just want to make sure that he's coming into you. Like, you don't really want to approach him too much. You just want to make him play to your game. All right, that was good. Probably could have up tilted there. He just messed up his tech chase. That was good. Yeah, that happens. It's okay. All right. Textbook punish. All right. Mistake there. Yeah, and you can SDI that jab. That's why Thunders isn't legitimate. You probably already know that, but it's definitely something that you should probably practice a little bit, just because it could lead to so much damage if you just miss that part of it. All right, unsafe on shield. Not a bad idea from the Fox player to get that up tilt, but that was good. Sneaky. All right. Yeah, that branch is kind of messing him up a little bit. And he missed input it there. Oh wow. Yeah, so he's just missing a couple of things here and there that are really putting him at a deficit for his punish game. So yeah, like this match, it seems like the pace really is more so back and forth. I think the factors that kind of make it like this is just that his punishes aren't as stellar, and I think it's definitely the fact that I think he's doing a better job with the space that he has. Just because like you overcommit quite a bit and put yourself in a bad spot. I think mixing in some grabs here would probably help, just to like add some variance to what you're doing. I'd say even more, some more up tilts here and there too. After your lasers, throwing out the up tilt pressure. And see here, you have to be careful because then now you're, in most of this game, you're putting yourself in the position where you're at the ledge, and this is what he wants. So he kind of overshot there. It should be over for him. Yeah, that should be hits. I don't think he'd come back from that. Yeah. So yeah, like, just making sure you place your aerials correctly. Take a look here. All right, good follow-up. Kind of went a bit too far though at the ledge there. Didn't really have a drastic need to go off to edge guard him. I don't really think maybe you guys play against each other a lot, but or it could be like a habit that you like scouted from him when you played earlier. But I just opted like sit back, laser, see what he does. You can catch his phantasm a lot more reliably if you're on stage and going for it. All right, good shine grab. I think you should have forward thrown him though there, just to like keep the pressure on him, get him off the stage, you know, because then you basically just switched positions now for a better player. They love stuff like this where like they're pressured, he gets grabbed, and then he SDI, and now you're kind of in a bad spot. And if he makes a good read there, I mean, you're off the ledge. You're going to get edge guarded and die for that. So, you know, just be more aware. Take an extra second if you need to, just to make sure you're throwing him in the right positions. And yeah, just be very aware. Yeah, you need as much spacing as you can to manipulate this matchup. Because Fox definitely can get a lot out of it if you're in a wrong position. Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah. See, you don't want to rush him too much, is the thing that's kind of the overarching thing I'm seeing here, which is I think you approach a lot of the time in this matchup I'm seeing. And I think that plays more into Fox's favor. I think you should. It's okay to approach early, but I think you'll gain a lot more mileage if you kind of treat it as like, if I'm ahead, I don't need to approach as much, and then you can like take control of what he's doing. Just having him come to you and then playing defensively because you have a good tool set for that. And then there, you just got shield grab for a space down there. See, so just yeah, or not misspaced, but it wasn't done correctly. It was a good try from Fox, you know. Good try getting the tech, and now that was pretty much like that was a weird option there, but it works. You missed the laser, so I think he would have had to have power shielded it to get the up smash after that. So I think you probably could have lived, but you just missed the direction for that. And see there, it's like he rolled into the corner, but he really didn't need to. And still, it's like you really had to be careful about this because I'm seeing this like throughout the games you've been playing. Is that your positioning's been rather just like a bit questionable. I think you need to take a bit back, wait a bit longer. If you feel like you need to approach, make sure that you're at least using your like back airs or your like up tilts because you're not going to commit fully to a specific direction and you don't run the risk of overextending and then getting caught in a bad situation. From my experience, typically against really good foxes, when I'm in this position, it's usually just the hardest thing to get out. They'll keep you here, and if you put yourself there, then it makes it harder. So that's why things like here, you get shined, and you got the tech for it, but yeah, had that been a little bit different, you would have died there. And that's typically what usually happens against the better players. And yeah, you should have ledge dash. Oh, that was good. So yeah, like I think the thing for this game and why it's going into his favor is really positioning heavy. Um, you're putting yourself in the corner. You don't need to be there. You don't need to. You don't need to run the risk of it. And I think this is rinse and repeat for him if he gets you in that spot again. So I think he can afford to trade with you, or you know, yeah, he's going. He'll go for a nice hit. Yeah, he's got his percent, so I think he'll probably close this out without too much difficulty. Yeah, with the back air and then edge guard. Unless he can turn it up. We'll see. Alright, pretty solid. Alright, good. You're boxing them out. This is what you should be doing. Alright, good. Good. Surprised me. It's good. Yeah, that last stock there definitely exhibits what you really should be doing. And it's something that you did when you're in a kind of a shitty spot. I think you made a lot of mistakes here, but it's like you're keeping them out, you're going for the shine out of shield, you're playing defensively oriented against him, you know. Your follow-ups were good there. It was ambiguous for where he had to go. And see, it's like when they'll come off that platform, throwing out that back air or throwing out that up tilt will lead you to give the ability to either knock them back, get percent, or it can lead into you getting like a follow-up for it. So those are things you want to be looking for too. They look for you coming down on platforms to try to bait it, and you look for them trying to shoot off of platforms to get in onto you from like nair, dare, and you'll just be trying to jab, basically poke them and get positioning. Locking them in the corner is your best thing that you can do. And see there, you just got a good read on him, and you know that's that. So yeah, that was good. A little bit too much on the platform movements. If you knew he was going there, that'd be good. But he was too low percent for that to be a thing. See there, that was good. I see. I'd like for you to shoot lasers there, or at least hold stage, or even just like make sure that yeah, just trying to hold stage there, I think would be good for you. Okay, that's good. Good read. And see here, he's starting to kind of corner himself. He's going in excessively without really waiting, uh, trying to bait out your option. You see, you just can't let him force you into the corner there. Good. Pushing him out. Okay. And obviously, you have to make sure that you're not doing that to give him a freebie, because he'll just try and spike you. Right, made another mistake. Good. Good pressure. Good mix-ups. Okay. In the corner. Good grab. Yeah. Sometimes it's not really a great option in that situation. Oh, wow. That was quick. Good recognition by him. So, yeah, see there. He's shielding, and you can just get a grab here, or throw out a back air if you expect him to jump out of it, but you overshot your aerial, and now you're in the corner, and you're having to play defensive. But, you know, yeah, see, that all resulted basically from you basically gave him what he wanted, uh, because like you overextended because you thought that he was gonna go for like a weird fire. I think I guess like a Firefox here. I think is what you were thinking, or maybe you were thinking that he would try to like recover lower or something, but it didn't work out. He's gonna draw the back air and then shine you, or at least that's probably what he should have done. That would have like got you into an edge guard. But you know, that stock basically was a result of you just like overshot it. You went too far. And that's something I kind of discussed earlier. Is that you have to be careful not to give them what they want. See, yeah, that I think that should end it. Yep. So, you know, after watching this, I hope that that helped a little bit. That gave some insight. Recap basically of things that I pointed out. Where be careful for your positioning, making sure that you're not overshooting your aerials and not giving him stage. Be aware of this and aware of what your opponent wants in each matchup. Typically, Falco, you really need to make sure that your stage presence and that your stage control is on point because you get so much out of it. Your character is so weak to a lot of things that you get exploited that way. And yeah, and other points I made throughout the video, you can recap on these as you see it. But these are things I think you can work on or are working on now that would be a lot more beneficial to your play. And yeah, thank you for listening.